But there's one thing that I want to do before we do that. I realized when we were doing the test that I still think that the hand's getting a little bit too much attention, and I want the figure to be bigger, right? So if this is going to be the total height, I want the figure to take most of that height. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the figure. We're going to mask it out. We're going to go to any other piece, like the hand, for instance. Remove that mask, hit R, and select this guy right here. And we're just going to scale this down a little bit more. That way, if we print this at like a really high size, we're gonna get a very nice effect overall. We can even rotate this a little bit there. We're still hogging the foot right there. And that way, again, from the 18 centimeters that we're gonna get, the figure is gonna get the most out of it. Because we don't want, even though the hand is important, we don't want the hand to take away from all of the work that we did on the figure, right? So in this case, we are deciding that we want the figure to have the stellar effect. Gonna inflate the flame here around the foot, even if we need to like maybe cover some of the foot there and see the rest of the foot like over here, that's fine, because we definitely need the support. Now that the hand's gonna be smaller, we definitely need more support on the figure. So let's just quickly tweak that there. So let's go on the hand. And the cool thing is, this hand is like really close to what we're looking for. It's this sort of like a bony, like evil looking hand. We need to add the claws, which it's missing right now. These are like the phalanges. So we need to add the claws. I'm gonna do those real quick. I'm gonna grab the cylinder, make it a polymesh 3D, and let's quickly sculpt the claw. So I'm gonna rotate this around, make it a little bit longer like this, and I'm gonna use my trim dynamic to let's dynamesh, turn on symmetry. Oh, actually did the wrong side. There we go. So that's the front. Rotate this around, dynamesh, and we're gonna trim dynamic this thing to create like the round effect of the claw. And then like this. Let's just our move brush and just push this. There now looks like a like a tongue, but it's fine. Just big brush, big move brush right here. Trim dynamic again. And we're just gonna start giving it this sort of like chunky, sharp effect. There we go. We can keep it quite pointy, that's fine. Let's add a little bit of volume here. And I do like beveling the border of the claw. I'm gonna hit R, scale this down so it's more like claw shaped. Use our move brush and just like fix the claw there a little bit. Trim dynamic again, flatten this out, get rid of all of the lines from the cylinder. And since we're going to be repeating this, it might be a good idea to already detail this a little bit. So we can add just like some sort of like lines right here. Just following the general shape of the element. And then trim dynamic. Just flatten some of those details so they're not as repetitive. There we go. And that's it. So we go back to the hand. And actually, let's make a brush. Let's make a brush. So I'm gonna go here, just B, create insert mesh, new, that's it. So we go to the hand, and we're gonna insert this guy right here. So that's gonna be like one claw, make it smaller, get it where it's supposed to go. Let's get rid of that one. So that looks good. And then draw another one. Let's rotate this, get it in there. Oh, that looks good as well. Mainly focusing on the direction. Let's go for the next one. A little bit bigger. We're gonna add a little bit of volume there, of course, onto those fingers. Let's go for the next one. The cool thing about the insert multi-mesh brushes, or this like insert brushes that we're using right now, is that they follow the, what's the word? They follow the normal of whatever point you're selecting. So it makes our jobs a lot easier. Cool, that looks nice. Finally, the thumb. It's a little bit thicker. Oop. So hit R, maybe make it a little bit thicker. And get it in there. Rotate it forward. And that's it. Now we definitely need to see how everything else is looking. Make sure that we're not like touching or just like affecting anything. Nope, things are fine. Now, since we still have Dynamesh, we definitely want to turn on groups. And the resolution is definitely going to have to go up, or we can just split them. I think that's a better thing. So I'm going to go into polygroups. Let's auto groups. Select the hand. And then say subtool. Split hidden. And that way the nails are going to be in one element and these guys are going to be in the other one. And now with the clay buildup, we can start adding the border here on the fingers. And we definitely need to start building. I really like the form that we get, so I'm just going to use like a really small like line here. Now, since this hand is like a lot bigger than Gavalo's hand, we do want to add a little bit more detail on the hand that we did on her hands, because we're going to be seeing this a little bit more or in more detail. So we're going to see some more wrinkles and some more stuff. There we go. Just like widening the union there with the nails, the claws. There we go. And now we're just gonna start like filling all of this guys in. Again, we're gonna keep the shape. The shape is amazing. The shape looks great, but we definitely need to fill in those gaps so that it doesn't seem like a traditional, or like just like a mannequin hand, right? So all of these things we're gonna fill in with a little bit of volume, following the main forms that we talked about, like the tendons and stuff. We're keeping those things in mind. Let me hide everything else, except for the nails. Just fill in all of these gaps again. Not trying to get rid of the nice silhouette that we got, like this skeletal looking or skeletal looking shape. It's more about just like blending it in. Now I'm not too worried about this inner side or the inner parts because of the bandages and the fire and everything. It's just gonna be covering most of that. But all of this, we definitely want to add the volume. Let's Dynamesh real quick. It's gonna give us a little bit more geometry. That's it. Let's hide some of that area right there because we got the bandage. Or we can go into the bandage and just like push them out a little bit so they follow the form properly. Both options work. There we go. Now remember, on the inside, we usually have like the little pads of fat. So let's start adding some of that pads of fat right there. I'm gonna use my Damien standard. I mean, we do have knuckles, so I would expect there to be some of like marks on the knuckles. Like this. So just adding a little bit of details here. We're gonna be polishing this thing even more on the next couple of videos, but we want to have a nice little form right here. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. We're of course gonna be adding the divisions on the paths. Here's where we definitely need a little bit more geometry. So let's just push the resolution up in Dynamesh. And now we're really talking. Now we're really talking. Cool, cool, cool. I like it. I really, really like it. It's gonna be an amazing piece. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video right here, guys. And in the next one, we're gonna keep polishing the hand. So hang on tight, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye-bye.